Hello guys, welcome back to The Crew 2. A little info video, not any big news as expected, because what we're looking at here is the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10 Black Knight Special Edition. The first thing that comes to my mind, why on earth a new Evo? We already have the Lancer Evo 10 as a season pass car, and then we have the Red Fury edition that we have won in the Summit. But yeah, it is what it is. Talking about the Summit, this is the new batch of summits. What more or less happened was that they started hotshots in April. 3 months into it, they sort of put in all kind of summits into the game files, and they came to an end with this one over here, the past versus present. That will be the summit that will start tomorrow, and we're going to play that, which is a non-premium summit. So that will just go on schedule. And then afterwards, you saw in the calendar all of these early summits that were sort of back in the calendar. But as already mentioned before in some other videos, those were just placeholders until they brought in the new batch, and that is what will happen tomorrow. They have already shown 4 of those things here on this picture thing. After August 14th. There will be more summits added to this batch number 2. I'm assuming that batch number 2 will also be sort of like batch number 1 for the next 3 months or so. But they are still working on them, or still fine-tuning on the rest of them, or they just want to keep it a little bit to themselves. But at this moment they showed us 4. The Sunshine State, Road Samurai, the Player's Choice, and the Big Apple. The Sunshine State is a non-premium summit. The Road Samurai is a premium, where you can win this Evo thing. Premium Summit is the one that you can win always a new car. The Player's Choice is a summit which has been created by the pit crew members. We were given the opportunity to create some events for that summit, or at least pick some tracks and combo events and such. A few more combo events than you would normally get. Normally in a normal summit you get like 1 combo. We could pick 2 or 3, I believe, so you will see that show up in the Player's Choice. And then we have the Big Apple. The rewards are also underneath it. Also in our Player's Choice thing, not something that we could say, oh, give us this. No, it's we got a few options that we could choose from, and we went for the Paganis on the F. That's a hypercar. You can just buy that thing if you already have it in your garage. As always with these summit things, you will get it refunded. What is pretty much new is next to this Black Knight edition of the Evo is the McLaren 12C Drift Edition and the Ferrari 458 Speciale Drift Edition. Those familiar with the Crew 1 know that those cars were in the game, but they were not in this game yet. So they're bringing them back now in a different discipline. We already had the cars in Hypercar, I think, and McLaren was also available as a GT3 touring car, and the Ferrari, that's a 488 GT3, I think they gave us now in touring car, but these are the drift specs of that thing. So these will not be in your garage yet, because you cannot get them at this moment in time. Next to that, also all kind of vanity items that you will win, especially in the non-premium summits. The fame follower thing has been boosted, more or less doubled. In a non-premium summit you will get 300,000 followers, and in a premium summit you will get 400,000 followers. Of course, for most of us that's not so important. For new players it might be important. That gives them a way to catch up with the rest of the field and actually level up a little bit faster. Other than that, nothing is added, and that has to do with the fact, for instance, on the timeline, at this moment in time, the Chiron Carbon Edition at Icon 1000 level is the last one on the timeline for now. But that is because that the average level of the players is not 1000 yet. That means some hardcore players will way be over 1000. But there are also a bunch of new players who are still grinding through all of the different levels, trying to get the LaFerrari and the Acura at level 600 and 700, at 850 that monster truck from the Hub 1, and then 1,000 eventually. When more, or let's say that when more than half of the people have icon 1,000, then they might decide like, oh, okay, the majority of the people have reached icon 1,000. We can maybe put on an extra car on icon 2,500 or whatever. But at this moment in time, majority is not over icon 1,000 yet. So they will leave it at that. Other than that, this was more or less as expected. The only thing that they brought in at this batch changer thing here. There will be some bug fixes as well. I don't know if they will already come in tomorrow or next week or whatever. In case there will be some patch notes, in case they bring it in tomorrow as well, then it will probably show another article tomorrow with the patch notes in case they have brought that in as well. What will that include? Several exploits that were going on, mainly with speed glitches and so people doing stupid stuff in Lamborghini Egoistas where they went as fast as a drag car or so. Yeah, that will be over. Speed glitch is fixed. Some other stuff is fixed. That will come into the game maybe tomorrow, if not one of the upcoming days or weeks for sure. And that more or less will be it for the news. Now, do not blame Ubisoft and do not blame Ivory Tower. If you are following some channels out there who are been doing in the last 3-4 videos that they have posted about this game, and then suddenly start talking about big updates and big expansions and all kind of announcements that were going to be made on Gamescom, I don't know where they get the information from. It is totally no such thing. So do not blame Ivory Tower, do not blame Ubisoft, but blame those YouTubers who are spreading false information, who are getting you hyped with things which are just not true. That is not something you have to worry about. Now, obviously, there will be some expansion or some DLC update or whatever at one point in time, but that will not be in the next weeks or even months, I think. More than likely it will be somewhere next year, so I don't know where those YouTubers get their information from, but it is totally untrue. I already mentioned it a couple of times here. This little update, because that's what it basically was, some people were more expecting from this than it actually was. It was pretty clear from the beginning that they were just going to bring some new summits, because the previous batch of summits ended. They had to come up with some new summits, and that is exactly what they have done. All the rest is go complain on their channels, all of those people spreading you with wrong information. That is not something that we can change. That will be it from my part. New summits coming up, new rewards to play for. That will what we will be doing in the upcoming weeks and months. I will see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.